our game against Dortmund, I saw Gerard Martin trying to keep an offside trap, and I've just been baffled since then. So I said I was going to make a video, and this video is solely about Gerard Martin and how we can play without Balde, seeing Balde is currently on injury, and also something or things that I learned, the things that my takeaways from our game against Dortmund, especially in the second leg. Hi guys, my name is Adejoke Adebisi, and if this is your first time on this channel, you're welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe. And of course, if you're my family already, you already know how we do this. Don't forget to hit the like button and also turn on your notifications so you can get to know whenever I post a video. So yeah, without wasting too much time, let's just get into let's get into the old details. Oh, and please, if you do not get the kind of energy that I bring on a normal day, that's because I am quite down. So I just needed to make this video because seeing we have a game tomorrow, we have a game against Celta Vigo in the La Liga tomorrow. I know we will be playing without Balde. So I just needed to put my concern out there and to also hear what you guys think about Gerard Martin, especially after the game we played with against Dortmund, especially after the game we played against Dortmund. Now, like I said, Balde is going to miss our game, obviously going to miss our Copa del Rey final against Real Madrid. And so we have to settle for Gerard Martin. And seeing the kind of performance that he put against Dortmund in the quarterfinals, the second leg of the quarterfinals against Dortmund, I think truly, I don't think it's going to affect our structure, which is the 3-4-3 structure that Hansi Flick uses. I do not think there is any. I don't think Hansi Flick is going to want to do anything about that. But this is what I think here. We need to be able to identify what Gerard Martin can and cannot do. Because there is no way Gerard Martin is Balde and there is no way Balde is Gerard Martin. So we need to be able to identify the difference in their strength. We need to be able to identify, the similarities in their strength, of which, of course, we all know that Balde is by far better, is by far a better left back than Gerard Martin. Now, we're not going to ask Gerard Martin to change. We're not going to ask him to be a different player. We're not going to ask him to entirely be that player that Balde is for us in our squad. We can always modify our structure into honing up the strength of Gerard Martin, to be able to compensate him, to be able to compensate his style of play while Balde is still away. Generally, when it comes to build-ups, Gerard Martin is nowhere near Balde because there is a way Balde, there is a way he endures pressure. I always say it whenever I talk about Balde. I say Balde is a player that he knows how to dribble himself out of tight position, and there is something about the way Balde progresses the ball forward, the way he advances forward with advances with the ball forward. That is something that Gerard Martin, not entirely, but that is something that he lacks, or that is something that he does not have as much as Balde. Now, if you look at the way Balde does this stuff, Balde will not only break unnecessary lines, Balde will not only break lines in build-ups, he would also dribble himself out of tight position. And now for Gerard Martin, Martin does not know how to break lines. He's not that player that knows how to get himself out of tight spots. But then, when you look at it, the thing is, my people will say that Martin also has some other qualities. He also has his own strength that can be useful for the squad. Gerard Martin has what I call strong upper body strength, and he also has the ability to deliver some sort of dangerous crosses. And there's this timing being in the final third. The only thing that I see about Gerard Martin is the fact that he cannot progress the ball. He cannot progress the ball easily into the final third. This is something we might have to settle for, but still we have to learn to utilize the strengths in Gerard Martin. Let's imagine, playing against Real Madrid right now. When Barcelona eventually, or when we're playing against Real Madrid and Barcelona is playing out back, Gerard Martin is obviously going to need support. He's obviously going to need help in that position as a left back, especially when we're playing against a team like Real Madrid. And so, in my opinion, I think Frankie would have to have another assignment in this kind of situation. Now, I'm sure the question you're asking yourself is how. Frankie is that player that I call a world, he's a ball carrier. Let me put it that way. He knows he also knows how to to handle pressure. So I feel if we have Frankie drop back into the left, the left side in the defense line, is going to feed in for that progression, that ball progression that Balde does in the squad. And then also, he's going to draw pressure. He's going to draw pressure, and then it's going to now be easier, or, it would then help to progress the ball into the wider zones. Gerard Martin will now be able to push higher on the pitch and, be some sort of a dynamic runner instead of being a chance creator at the back. This positioning will now reduce some technical burdens on him while also building and working on two strengths majorly: his running power and his physicality, which will now leave his main job to be, making use of the ball to create, spaces in the center areas. And as for Frankie, we already know that Frankie is that player that would ensure, that security, that form of security that we miss when Balde, that we are missing from Balde. I'm sure if Frankie is able to drop back to that left position, he's going to be able to give us that security at the end of the day. Another thing is, with Gerard Martin pushing forward, is going to help. I mean, of course, we all know Rafinha is that player that enjoys his play when he's allowed to play freely. So yeah, it's going to allow Rafinha move into the middle to play as a 10. And now this is where another key player comes in really, really handy in person of Gavi. Gavi is going to be able to drop into the midfield to ensure that he fills the role of Frankie de Jong. All this, let me connect the dots for you. What I'm saying now is Gerard Martin to push forward. He should push forward, progress, create chances in the central areas. And this way, Frankie de Jong will drop to the left position in the midfield, to also help with the progression and the security that we're missing in the absence of Balde. And then this will give room for Rafinha to be able to go. We all know if you want Rafinha to be very, very effective, he should be able to play freely. So Rafinha will be able to drop to the 10 to play the 10 position, and now Gavi would have to drop to the midfield to cover up for Frankie de Jong. When we now successfully push our opponents back, I mean, all of this that I've said is only going to help, during the build-up phase and everything. But when we successfully get to push the opponents back, Frankie de Jong gets to go back to his rightful position, and Gerard Martin also gets to go back to his own rightful position as a left back. Also, even though he's not as pacey as Balde, even though he doesn't have as much strength as Balde, I don't think Gerard Martin is not that player that can track back the way Balde does. But then his recovery pace and his strength is still something that will be very, very crucial, when winning our duels. Now, there is one thing that we are going to sacrifice in all of this that I just mentioned. There's something I always appreciate in Balde, and it is the way that he's able to function as a winger whenever Rafinha drops into the middle, and now we're going to have to suffer this in attack. We are going to have to definitely suffer this in attack because Balde performs brilliantly as a fullback and also as a winger. The way he covers up for Rafinha, you see Rafinha going into the middle, and then you see Balde in that position covering up for Rafinha. But Gerard Martin is not that player that he can't unlike Balde that plays as a fullback and also plays as a winger. Gerard Martin is not that player that can do that. But then we need to be able to make the most of what we have. We need to have some of our players supporting, because I mean, what we do? There is nothing, bro. I watched Gerard Martin trying to keep that offside trap against Dortmund, and I had to go back to watch the clip online again, and I just told myself, Nah, this guy is going to be cooked. He's definitely going to be cooked. And it's going to be a sad thing for me to say that because of just one player. I mean, it is already bad enough for me to imagine that my team, we all hail at this point. I think we should all push Pedri. I think we should all push Pedri for the Ballon d'Or because it is obvious. I mean, it was even more glaring when we played against Dortmund that no Pedri, no party. No Pedri, no party. When we started this game without Pedri, there was, I'm going to say there was chaos. I saw chaos on the pitch. But then when Pedri came on, the calm, the calmness, the cool tempo that we had in the team was just really, really serene to watch. I mean, we've played without Rafinha, and we saw that the team still delivered. We scored more than 2 goals, in fact. Now, Lamine Yamal, well, we've not entirely started our game without Lamine Yamal, so I can't say anything about that yet. But for Pedri, we've seen how we suffered without Pedri in our midfield. Pedri to me is like the way Rodri is for Manchester City. It's almost like some sort of magnet. Pedri isn't that player that is better than everyone else. It makes everyone better around him. I mean, now I clearly, now I just understand the need or the reason why he's the second player that gets chanted after Messi. I mean, this guy is pure greatness. Pure greatness. Yes, there is Lamine Yamal, our star boy, our golden boy, amazing baller. But then there is also Pedri, our orchestrator. So it's already bad enough that we cannot function perfectly as a team, as a squad, without Pedri. Right now, I dare say that Pedri is a player that is the only player that is irreplaceable in our squad. I don't want to say the same for Balde because I mean Gerard Martin should be able to step up, and I expect Flick to also be able to trust in Hector Fort. But then let me just say once again congratulations to Barcelona for advancing to the semifinals. I mean it's been 6 years, man, 6 freaking years, and we're here in the semifinals. I seriously believe that we can do this, and I trust in the boys. I trust in my team, and I trust in the manager, the best manager in the world. I trust in the players, the best footballers, the best players, the best team in the whole wild world. I trust in them, and I believe that this Champions League can be ours. But yeah, we have a game against Celta Vigo tomorrow, so let's keep our head locked in. Let's focus on that for now before we talk about the semi-finals against Inter Milan and also the Copa del Rey. Against Real Madrid coming very, very soon. Yeah, but I mean, let me know your thought about all of this that I've said in the comment section. And like I said, I'll ensure that I put the video of Gerard Martin trying to keep an offside trap so you guys can understand the reason for the reason I made this video. And also, let me know your thought about all of this in the comment section. Let me know if you have a contrary opinion to what I've said about the usage of Gerard Martin, and just let me know your thought about all of this in the comment section. And also, please don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am so sorry I couldn't deliver the kind of energy that I would on a normal day. I am seriously indisposed, but I already promised the video and I needed to deliver. I just needed to come up. I I just needed to make this video despite the fact that I'm indisposed. But yeah, like I said, let me just know your thought about this in the comment section, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow after we go up against Celta Vigo in the La Liga. But until then, my name still remains Adija here at ABC. And of course, you already know how we do this. I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for your support this far. I really, really do not take it for granted. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Yeah. Visca Barça, Visca El Catalonia. Bye.